Good afternoon, guys. Brian with VetteSource checking in on yet another nice hot day here. We're in September, but we're not quite there for fall weather yet. In fact, I think this weekend we're looking at, excuse me as the airplane flies overhead, but we're looking at triple-digit days through the rest of the weekend, so this should be fun to start our September off. So today I'm kind of swinging back around to a car that frankly just refuses to brake on me. If you've watched some of my other videos, you've seen me detail this Harvey flood victim rescue that almost 2 years ago I bought. The Lincoln Mark VII that I paid 35 bucks for. Kid you not. If you haven't seen my video, you can look up there at the top of this one. You'll see the link back to it. But I got this one running again and decided to start using it as a daily punisher or beater and what I could do with it. And then next thing you know, we just kept driving and driving and driving it, and it really hasn't given me too much trouble other than normal failure items from, of course, being flooded up to the roof and abused generally. Not abused, I don't think it was really abused over the years, but it just needed to be, actually it was probably more from disuse than anything. So it finally did have some things I need to take care of that I'll probably detail for you today. We got some noise up in the front, a ball joint and a strut that actually broke on us. The shaft broke. So I'm going to go ahead and detail replacing that today. I've got my workbench with my parts ready to go, my new strut, my strut mount kit, depending on which pieces I need to change. If you've seen some of the other videos that are in this car, you'll see I detailed some of the air suspension problems we were having that we had to sort through. The funny thing was we had this is actually one of the air solenoids for these cars right here. And what we were having the last 6 months or so was a small or a slow leak down on the rear of the car. It would take it about probably 2 days to leak down completely. And for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why it was doing it, because the valve would fill the car right back up again as soon as I jumped in it if I wasn't using it. So come to find out, when I pulled this one out, you can see here that this is dry. If I can get my camera to focus there. There is not one bit of grease, or what we actually use on here is a dielectric grease to keep the seal good on this. So there was no grease on this whatsoever. So what was happening is it was actually providing, even with the O-rings, it was providing enough escape path for the air suspension, the bags, to release air slowly, leak down as it sat for a few days. So if you got a really slow leaking system, this would probably be where I'd look first, because you may just have a fact of somebody installed something with no grease, or there's very little grease left and it's not holding a proper seal. So anyway, this isn't as an aside. There wasn't enough material to make a whole video on that. I just wanted to show you that. So I'm going to get set up here in a few minutes and show you what we got to do to get this strut assembly changed out and that mount. Oh, and we're also going to go ahead and change this ball joint out while we're in there, just because we're so close to everything else. So I'll be set up here in a few minutes and I'll be right back with you guys. Hang tight. And back with our wheel off and everything intact or removed. So what we're going to be focusing on is to take this strut out of here, this assembly right here, and we're also going to try to remove the ball joint that's down in here. You can't really see it very well, but to get to these I'm going to have to take the caliper out of the way, probably this, maybe not, and then the tie rod arm, and then these two bolts right here. And then of course this will slide out. The nut's already loose because it was broken. So give me a few minutes to get set up, and then I'll get back with you and show you our steps needed to get this strut replaced and strut and ball joint replaced. If you've never seen before, if you're looking at your Lincolns in the front, there's your ride height sensor for the airbag. There's the airbag itself. There's the air solenoid for the system. Brake hose, brake line assembly, just simple stuff. So we'll be right back, okay? Okay, back with our strut out rather quickly. As you can see, there's just a matter of 3 bolts that have to come out of the way there to get that strut out, and the 2 pins for the brake caliper assembly. So what I'm going to do real quick is finish taking the dust shield out of here, see if I need to take this out of the way, look at that new strut and see what we're working with, and then see how we can get everything put back together. I may not end up changing the ball joint, depending on how it feels. Feels pretty good, so we'll see what we're going to do here in a second, and I'll be right back, guys. Hang tight. All right, back again, and unfortunately this was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be, guys. It was simply just a matter of 2 bolts there. This is an outer captive bolt to hold that bracket in for the ABS sensor. The strut just went right in there. Of course, we're dealing with a car, it's really nice, so it makes it a little bit different. Bolt tightened down up here. One thing I think is odd about these Fords that I'm not used to is this entire assembly actually moves with the car when you're turning the steering wheel. So I thought something was weird, but I've been told multiple times that's actually the way it's supposed to be. So I'm a GM guy mostly, so that's why it confused me. So I've got this side on here. I'm gonna look and make sure, and our ball joint, of course, was really good, so I didn't bother to change that out either. So I'm gonna put this thing back together again and road test it and see where we're at, see if it keeps our camber settings correctly, unlike that other one that broke on me. So I'll be back here in a second. Hang on. Alright guys, I'm back. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to apologize because I really can't get this Lincoln. Not only does it not want to properly break down for me for a hard failure, but even when I've got to work on it, man, this thing is so quick to put back together, I can't even make a good video out of it. So, I was halfway in the middle of doing the strut and realized that it really only took me about 5 more minutes to put the car back together again because everything was so clean and still in good condition underneath this car. So as you can see, I've already got it back together. Heck, I even went and did the other side too. So there's my brand new strut assembly in there. I still got some alignment stuff I need to take care of, but just wanted to apologize and close out the video because I did not get all the way into that like I wanted to. If you were paying attention, I only had those 2 bolts that held the lower part of the strut in and then 1 nut up on the top, and that was it. That was all there was to it to put it back together. So that's gonna do it for me for today. I don't know, I guess I don't think I have anything else on the Lincoln right now to work on, but if I come up with something else for you guys that I'd like to detail or you'd like to see, I'll think about it. You can always comment below, hey Brian, tear something off of it, even though I may not tear everything off of it. But thanks again for watching to the end if you did, and I'll be back tomorrow probably with some more Corvette stuff. Check you guys in.